Hello, and welcome, dear traveller. My name is Owen Thorne, and I invite you to settle in for a peaceful journey. In a moment, you will drift into a gentle land where the yellow brick road is a place of soft enchantment, and all who wander it find deep and comforting rest. Before we begin, take a moment to sit or lie down in a position that is comfortable for you. If your eyes feel heavy already, that's perfectly fine. You are free to close them whenever you wish, letting each gentle breath carry you further away from tension. As you breathe in slowly, imagine fresh, soothing air filling your lungs. As you breathe out, allow any weight in your shoulders, arms and legs to melt away. This story will guide you into the heart of a dreamy Oz, a place not of urgency or excitement, but of lush tranquility and deep contentment. A village where quiet clouds wander the sky, where a peaceful breeze nudges you onward, and where a warm glow rests upon you like a soft embrace. Feel how the air around you grows gentler, almost like a light blanket rustling against your skin. With each breath, you become more aware of the slow, steady rhythm of relaxation. In this first part of our journey, continue to focus on your breathing. Let your mind become open and curious, ready to drift into a soothing dream. Let the soft hush of anticipation cradle you, guiding you away from the busyness of day-to-day life, and into the story that now unfolds. Long ago, in a quiet corner of Oz, there was a village known for its radiant pathways and peaceful inhabitants. The people who lived there believed in the power of a gentle spirit, in the idea that kindness could warm even the coldest of nights and brighten even the dimmest of days. Under the great, pale sky of this land, the streets were laid with brilliant yellow bricks, lovingly placed one by generations of villagers. Over time, these bricks seemed to glow with a natural luminescence, as if they had absorbed every warm smile and sweet laugh that passed over them. The village itself rested at the edge of a lush countryside, framed by rolling hills that looked like waves in a quiet ocean. These gentle slopes were adorned with tall, wispy grasses that would sway in the mild breeze, creating soft, rustling melodies that often lulled the villagers to sleep under the open sky. And so, in this place, the night seemed never to bring worry. Instead, evenings were touched with a hush of contentment, and mornings were greeted like an old friend returning after a time away. In the village lived a modest soul called Lily. She was not a grand adventurer, nor a profound scholar. Rather, she was a simple gatherer of stories, a person who spent her days listening to the tales whispered by the wind, carried on the wings of small birds, or flowing gently along the streams. From time to time, she would venture out onto the yellow brick road, wand in hand, collecting bits of starlight that shimmered in the pre-dawn sky. Lily believed that there was magic in everything around her if one only knew how to observe, how to linger, how to rest in that moment. She would lean down and place her palm against the warm stones, feeling their hum. A soft, friendly vibration filled her heart, as though the bricks themselves were alive with decades of harmony. Each morning, the first rays of sunlight would peek over the rolling hills, casting long, gentle beams of pink and gold across the village. The rooftops, made of straw and timber, gleamed in the dawn. At that hour, the entire land wore a dreamy quality. The dew shimmering on the petals of pastel flowers caught the light and refracted it into a subtle rainbow that hovered close to the ground. Small birds would chirp in a lazy, melodic way, never too loud, always inviting the day to proceed at a measured, comforting pace. While many in the Emerald City were known for bold adventures and thrilling escapes, here, in this gentle place, the inhabitants treasured quiet tasks and restful moments. No one rushed. No one raised their voices in urgent demands. Instead, people took pleasure in each other's company, sharing stories under the shade of large, centuries-old oaks, or by the flicker of lamplight in the cool evenings. Simple meals of fresh bread and fruit would be prepared with patience, and every bite was savoured, enjoyed in communal silence or soft conversation. Lily's own home was a humble cottage near the edge of the village. Lavender plants lined her walkway, releasing a soothing fragrance at the slightest brush. The interior of her cottage was equally calm. A single wooden table, a gently crackling fireplace with a low, warm flame, and shelves upon shelves of small handmade journals. Each journal held quiet wonders, sketches of the patterns morning dew made on the fields, descriptions of the hush that enveloped the village after midnight, or poems dedicated to the gentle spirit of Oz. She never rushed through writing. Each word was placed with deliberation and care, a reflection of her deep respect for the tranquility of her world. It was on a soft morning that Lily decided to take a slow walk along the old yellow brick road to gather new inspirations. Her goal was never to reach a grand destination. Rather, she wished to let her thoughts wander and soak in the wonder of the village's surroundings. She stepped out of her cottage, closing the door quietly, careful not to disturb the peaceful hush. The moment she set foot on the glowing bricks, she felt a soft warmth flow upward from her soles to her heart. It was as if the path welcomed her, remembering her gentle footsteps from countless journeys before. She paused to breathe in the fresh air, feeling a delightful chill of dawn brush across her cheeks. The sky above was still tinted with early morning hues, the tail end of the night fading gracefully away. As Lily set off, she walked slowly, her steps accompanied by the gentle click of her shoes against the yellow bricks. The path meandered through the outskirts of the village, winding between cottages draped in flowering vines and tiny gardens sprouting lavender, chamomile, and mint. Wisps of steam curled from chimneys, carrying the faint scent of herbal teas and fresh bread. She nodded to neighbours who were rising with the sun, people whose eyes still flickered with the softness of recent slumber. Each greeting was a soft good morning, a tender invitation to share the calm. Everyone moved as though in a joyful daydream, unhurried and content. Before long, Lily reached the stretch of road that skirted the base of the gentle hills. The path, though radiant, seemed to blend seamlessly with the lush green fields. She paused to observe the landscape, tall grasses swaying with almost imperceptible motion, each blade catching the light in its own unique way. A hush had settled here, a hush so deep that she could clearly hear the faint hum of nearby streams trickling over smooth stones. Occasionally, a bird would trill softly, as if contributing a single note to an ongoing lullaby. Continuing on, Lily approached an old willow tree that stood proudly near a small pond by the roadside. Its drooping branches formed a curtain of slender leaves swaying in a light breeze. The surface of the water was like glass, reflecting both the golden bricks of the path and the tender green of the willow's leaves. Lily could see tiny fish gliding under the surface, each ripple they created merging into the water's serene dance. Fascinated by this tranquil scene, she stopped to rest beneath the willow's shade, letting the sense of peace envelop her entirely. With a contented sigh, she settled on a smooth stone by the pond. She could feel the coolness against her legs and sense the gentle vibrations of life all around. Closing her eyes for a moment, Lily listened to the rhythmic sway of branches in the breeze, to the lazy gurgle of the pond's edge, to the faint humming pulse of the yellow brick road just behind her. In that space, time slowed to an almost dreamlike stillness, and her breathing found a steady, soothing rhythm. Thoughts arrived softly, fluttering like distant butterflies, each one welcome but allowed to pass gently into the horizon of her mind. While she rested, a small, curious dragonfly, a whispery creature with shimmering wings, hovered by her. Its wings caught stray beams of sunlight, reflecting tiny rainbow sparks that danced across the water. The dragonfly seemed unafraid of Lily, drawn perhaps by her gentle energy. For a few moments, they regarded each other in companionable silence. Then the dragonfly glided away, back to the pond's silent surface, leaving Lily with an even deeper sense of calm. Eventually, she rose from her seat, feeling renewed. Continuing along the yellow brick road, she traversed a rolling section that gently ascended a low hill. From the crest of this rise, the view of the village was breathtaking. A patchwork of sweet, straw-thatched roofs and tidy gardens stitched into the green countryside. The glow of the bricks running through the heart of the settlement formed a meandering golden ribbon, a comforting reminder of home. In the distance, she could see faint movement, a villager leading a mild-tempered donkey, another strolling about with a small child, a cat sitting quietly on a fence. Each vignette held a softness that felt timeless, as though they were all part of an ever-present lullaby. From that vantage point, Lily noticed a modest stone cottage further along the road. It was nestled behind a cluster of young elm trees, which swayed, offering dappled sunlight that sprinkled the cottage garden. A small sign near the gate read, "Cora's Tea House." Knowing she might find a warm drink and a comforting conversation, Lily made her way down the gentle slope to the front porch of this charming cottage. Vines heavy with pale purple flowers clung to the picket fence, and wind chimes tinkled softly whenever the breeze caught them. Cora herself was a graceful older woman with a perpetual twinkle in her eyes. She wore an apron patterned with pastel blossoms and greeted Lily with a nod of welcome. She invited Lily inside, where a tiny bell jingled over the door. The tea house was just as peaceful as the road, a small room filled with wooden tables, softly cushioned chairs, and windows draped with translucent curtains. Shelves displayed all sorts of teas in delicate jars: lavender, chamomile, rosehip, and countless others. The scent in the air was both floral and herbal, creating an immediate sense of calm. Lily took a seat at a table by the window, and the sunshine cast a warm, dappled glow upon her. Cora moved quietly about, preparing a pot of chamomile lavender tea, pouring water so carefully that not even a single drop was wasted. Soon, the aromatic steam rose from a pale ceramic pot, and the comforting fragrance filled Lily's senses. Taking her first sip, Lily felt the tension in her shoulders drift away, replaced by a gentle warmth spreading throughout her body. There was a hush in that tea house, a hush that spoke of understanding and acceptance without a word needing to be exchanged. Cora offered small biscuits with a hint of honey. Their texture was crumbly yet buttery, melting gently on Lily's tongue. The tea and biscuits, together with the serene environment, lulled Lily into a contemplative reverie. In that moment, she felt connected to the entire land of Oz, not by grand drama or heroic quests, but by the simple tapestry of kindness that everyone seemed to share. After she finished her tea, thanked her for the hospitality, and continued on her way down the radiant road. Outside, the sun had climbed a little higher, yet it still held a gentle warmth that felt like a light touch rather than an overpowering blaze. The clouds drifted by, like soft cotton in a playful breeze, and Lily continued her leisurely pace. As she rounded a bend, she noticed an open field to her left, dotted with large, round mushrooms that sparkled with tiny dewdrops. Tucked between the mushrooms were small communities of forest sprites, tiny beings with wings the color of dawn. They moved around the mushroom caps, tidying bits of moss or sharing little songs. Though they were cautious creatures, the sprites in this peaceful region knew Lily posed no threat. They merely glanced at her in curiosity, sometimes offering a gentle nod or a delicate flutter of their wings. Lily observed them quietly for a time. Their songs were subtle, more a vibration in the air than a melody, yet it warmed her heart, reminding her that magic blooms in moments of stillness. She felt a kinship with these sprites, so tender in their presence, continuing their day in a restful hum. Eventually, Lily left them to their peaceful activities and pressed on, following the road as it curved deeper into the gentle countryside. Further along, the path led through a wood of slender aspens, their bark like silver in the midday sun. The soft rustle of aspen leaves overhead provided a gentle canopy that filtered the light into shifting, dappled patterns along the road. Here, the air was cooler, and the sound of a nearby brook trickling over smooth stones added an almost lullaby-like quality to the atmosphere. Overhead, small beams of sunlight danced among the leaves, casting an ever-changing mosaic of light across Lily's face. With each inhalation, she could taste the crisp freshness of the forest, a scent laced with pine, damp earth, and the faint sweetness of distant blossoms. Amid the trees, Lily discovered a wooden bench that someone had carefully placed by the side of the road for weary travelers. She decided to sit down for a spell, letting the subtle rhythms of the forest wash over her. Gentle birdsong, the wind whispering through leaves, and the quiet hum of hidden insects formed a tapestry of peaceful sound. This was a place where one could easily lose track of time, lulled by nature's own soft, soporific lullaby. While Lily watched a few forest creatures, a squirrel scampering along a fallen log, a rabbit nibbling contentedly on clover, she felt a sense of oneness with the world around her. The forest was neither silent nor noisy. It was perfectly balanced between wakeful observation and restful quiet. After her rest, Lily stood and thanked the bench silently for its comfort, then continued on. As the road wound out of the aspen grove, it opened up into a wide meadow dotted with wildflowers swaying in the mild breeze. This was the final stretch of Lily's walk before turning back toward the village. The sun, now a friendly orb in the sky, cast soft warmth across the field, and the air was light with the fragrance of blossoms. A lone scarecrow stood watch over the meadow, its straw arms outstretched as if inviting any wandering bird to perch for a while. Unlike other scarecrows whose duty was to startle, this one seemed more like a quiet guardian offering restful company to the passing crows and finches. Indeed, a few small birds perched on its hat, occasionally fluttering away to snag a low-flying insect before returning, unconcerned by the scarecrow's presence. Lily offered it a slight nod of recognition as she ambled past. Though it was inanimate, something in its posture radiated kindliness, as though it was content simply to be standing in this peaceful meadow, day after day, night after night. By the time Lily decided to head back, the sun was drifting toward the western horizon, and the sky began to glow with the muted colours of late afternoon. Returning along the yellow brick road, she felt a renewed appreciation for its gentle guidance. The bricks beneath her feet exuded a soft energy, as if welcoming her home from a journey of pleasant discovery. Each footstep was a reminder of the many stories that passed along this path every day. Some travellers came seeking companionship, others seeking solitude, but all found an embrace of calm. She noticed shadows stretching across the ground as she neared the village. Lamps in the windows of cottages began to glow like comforting beacons, promising warmth and a place to rest. Soft candlelight and oil lamps flickered behind lace curtains, and thin trails of smoke rose from chimneys. The gentle hush of twilight descended, enveloping rooftops, gardens, and winding lanes in a soft, comforting glow. Arriving at her cottage, Lily felt a quiet happiness fill her heart. She slipped inside, pleased to find her home wrapped in the warm scents of lavender and the lingering glow of dusk. She set her simple walking shoes by the door, ran her hands over the spines of her journals, and lit a small lamp with a single flame that danced against the walls. Outside, crickets began their nocturnal chorus, a tranquil echo of the lullaby she had heard by the aspen grove. That evening, Lily prepared a small supper of fresh bread, sweet butter, and a handful of berries. She ate slowly, savoring each bite. Then, feeling the weight of the day's calm experiences, she carried a single cup of floral tea to her bedside. The gentle ritual of preparing for rest, a soft cotton gown, a neatly fluffed pillow, ensured that her mind and body slipped smoothly into the rhythm of the night. She opened a window slightly to let in the mild breeze scented with moonlit blossoms. As she sipped her tea, the golden glow from her lamp cast playful shadows across the wooden floor, and the hush of the village seemed to whisper of deep, renewing sleep. Setting her empty cup on a small nightstand, Lily slid under the quilt she had stitched herself. Each patch of fabric told a memory of days spent in quiet wonder along the yellow brick road. A fragment of a friend's dress, a scrap of cloth from an old travelling cloak, or a bit of linen dyed with flower petals. The quilt, imbued with peaceful memories, added to her sense of security. The night closed in gently, as though to tuck her in. Outside, the leaves whispered secrets of rest, and the night sky twinkled with distant stars, each one a tiny lamp guiding wayfarers to peaceful slumber. With a final soft sigh, Lily let her eyelids close, her heartbeat settling into a slow, comfortable tempo. Thoughts ebbed and flowed, dancing at the edges of her awareness. She allowed herself to float on the memory of the day's journey, the sunny meadows, the quiet tea house, the kind presence of the scarecrow, the hush beneath the willow's branches. It all came together like a lullaby in her mind, folding her into a state of complete serenity. Outside, the village too was settling down, the last lights dimming as if responding to an unspoken invitation to rest. And so the gentle day came to a close, leaving the yellow brick road in soft starlight. Its glow remained, guiding any late wanderers who might pass by. The hush of twilight turned to the hush of night, each moment an invitation to deeper repose. Nothing stirred beyond the peaceful rhythms of nocturnal life, the chirp of crickets, the rustle of night breezes through tall grasses, the occasional twinkle of a sleepy star overhead. Every element of this quiet land embraced rest, encouraging all within its borders to drift effortlessly into slumber. In this calm hour, you too can let yourself be carried by the same lullaby that has guided countless wanderers to gentle dreams. The road is always open, always softly lit, always ready to offer solace and rest. You need not search for it. It meets you wherever you are, extending a warm invitation to set down the worries you have carried. Each breath becomes slower, steadier, merging with a deep pulse of night. Each exhalation releases a hint of tension, allowing your body to ease further into calm. Listen now, if you like, to the night as it softly encourages you to surrender to sleep. Let your thoughts settle, your heartbeat slow. With every silent moment that passes, you feel more at ease, cocooned in the tender energy of this gentle Oz. There are no expectations here, no urgent calls or pressing demands, only the slow, steady embrace of serenity that welcomes you wholly. Let your senses grow quiet. Let your eyelids droop and close if they haven't already. Imagine a soft glow radiating around you, a comforting lantern that guides you deeper into rest. In this moment, all is well. Release any final concerns into the hush of night. Feel the very air wrapping you in a gentle whisper. Rest now. Tomorrow will come in its time. Surrender to the soothing darkness, knowing that you are safe, content, and cradled in the warm heart of this peaceful realm. You have walked the soft, glowing bricks, tasted the calming teas, and let the hush of Oz settle around you like a beloved companion. Now, the only step left is to drift fully into dreams, where each breath becomes a lullaby and each heartbeat a gentle drum, leading you along that sleepy path to true rest. Good night, dear traveler. Sleep well.